Hello and welcome to a video I never thought I would be making. And as I've said in the title, and no, this isn't clickbait, with so much tension, all this boycotting American products and companies, I honestly don't know what's going to happen with my channel on YouTube, as both YouTube and Google are American companies. Now, as of February the 19th, when I'm recording this, no, I am not planning to take down my channel. And I sincerely hope it doesn't come to that. I've made a lot of American friends. I enjoy keeping in touch with them. I enjoy the booktube community that extends both to the US and around the world. And I would really miss that because I'm home all day and YouTube is my way of connecting with other people, chatting about books and other things. So, yeah, it would really suck if I end up having to take down this channel. And not just because of all the hours and time that I've put into making the content. It just, yeah. So, one thing I do want to clarify, because there seems to be a bit of confusion, and a number of people seem to think this is about the tariffs. And that was certainly the start of it and got people's attention. But the bigger thing is about this whole 51st state Governor Trudeau bullshit and ongoing disrespect. It's just not acceptable, and it's got a lot of people angry. There are people making decisions based on anger, and it's just becoming a big mess very quickly. It's also a huge distraction for what is going on in both our countries in terms of politics and overall issues. So, here in Canada, while it's bitter cold, no, I'm not forgetting about all the people who are homeless and trying to survive on the streets. I'm not forgetting that here in London, Ontario, we lose children and youth to human traffickers, to so many issues that children should not have to be dealing with. And yeah, things are just a mess. I knew there would be a ripple effect when the world watched in horror as a certain individual was again voted in, a convicted felon. Some of the things that I've been hearing about and reading about in the comment sections on YouTube, ironically. So I'm hoping that means that, there's no big everybody get off YouTube thing happening. But there are a number of things that are happening. I've been hearing about people who are selling their properties in the States and returning to Canada. I've been seeing video clips of people who are canceling their trips, and in some cases, it's costing them over $1,000 or more for the cancellations, and they don't care. They're canceling anyhow. People are canceling their credit cards, deleting their accounts across numerous different social platforms. As I say, so far, I haven't heard of anything about people leaving YouTube. I'm not sure if that's happening. It's just I haven't heard it yet. Canceling Amazon because, again, that's an American company. Here in Ontario, grocery stores are making a point of labeling products that are made in Canada and Canadian. Here becomes the issue. If you're buying from a company that's America owned, does it make a difference if you're just buying made in Canada? If you're going to Walmart to buy your groceries and get the better prices, Walmart's an American company. I mean, where does it end? And the other reality is there are 230 million Americans who did not vote that monster into office. And yet, like everyone else, they're going to end up being impacted by all of this. Many are losing their jobs there. You know, it breaks my heart. Yes, I did check my cupboards, and most of my stuff is already Canadian. I've mentioned about going to my local market, which I need to make a point of doing more often because it had been several months since I'd gotten there. We haven't really been eating a lot of fresh produce. We've got frozen and other. But for me, that started during COVID. It had nothing to do with all this other political nonsense. It just made more sense to support local and national because you knew the supply chains and things were going to be screwed up no matter what. So for me, it was a lesson about why local matters, why supporting our farmers matters. And I'm also aware that a number of American companies were already leaving Canada before this ever started. Duncan Hines, who makes cake mixes. I remember Duncan Hines as a kid, and I'm 61. I mean, they've been here a long time. But there were issues with products, so they pulled out. Kleenex is another one that's been around for a long time. We have Scotties, so now Scotties it is. They're just as good. I know a number of times when I'm watching content creators from America and they have different deals, I'm always curious. I check out the companies. A number of them don't ship to Canada, but they do ship to Europe. I'm not sure how that's going to go now because this whole mess isn't just America and the United States. Canada is part of a commonwealth. And I've seen comments from a number of people in other countries, the Commonwealth and Europe, and even Americans who are all supporting Canada on this boycott American products and American services. And that worries me. I'm grateful for the support, particularly from the other countries. I appreciate that there are a number of Americans who understand why people are making the decisions that they are in terms of products and what they buy. But it doesn't mean that I'm worried any less for all the people in America because this is going to get very messy, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. I think I've made the points that I wanted to. This is about Canadians standing united, standing together, and what's really done that is the insults and the ongoing lack of respect. And that's from the government. And I mean, that point really needs to be made clear. That doesn't mean that all Americans have been respectful or supportive, and I wouldn't have expected them to be. There are some Canadians I've seen who have made comments about they would be fine with having what the Americans have. Personally, I'm not one of those people. As much as I appreciate my American friends, no, I do not want to live in a country that does not have universal health care. I live with chronic pain. I have medication that helps me get through a day. Yeah, that's possible because of the healthcare system we have here in Canada. No, I don't want to live in a country that does not have maternity or paternity leave for new parents. There are just so many things I don't want in this country. As I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not planning on taking down my channel, and I certainly hope that isn't a decision that I have to make. But I don't know what the coming months are going to hold. I guess to end this, I'm going to refer back to a book that I've talked about numerous times, and that's The Earth Path by Starhawk. It's a book about permaculture, the importance of living in harmony with nature, but also being realistic about the times we live in. Meaning, yes, there is technology and so many other things, but we can't go back to the old days of farming and pre-industrial revolution. You have to make your choices and your decisions based on what make the most sense for you. I've been thinking a lot about the information in Starhawk's book. That's why I say I'm not planning to delete my channel, but I also don't know where things are going long term with all of this. I hope that the governments can come up with some kind of a reasonable compromise. I do know there has been some major damage done between relationships between our two countries, and that's going to take a long time to heal, no matter what else happens through all of this. To end this, I guess I'll just say to my viewers, my friends, just know that I appreciate you. I'm thinking about you, and stay well and take good care.